Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of the Sonic Forces speedrun tutorial, and in this video we're going over Versus Infinite, which is the next tag team stage, and the last boss fight against Infinite. So, let's get into it. So this stage begins with a Modern Sonic only section, and as you can see it is another auto runner, and this time there are these phantom ruby cubes that are trailing behind you, and they kill you very quickly once you run out of rings. So you can't really dilly-dally, you need to be constantly running forward or else you will be killed by the phantom ruby cube things. So you want to begin the stage with a slide, just, to gain max speed, and you want to just run forward. You want to get the boost capsules, and wait for it. So he'll throw those phantom ruby cubes in front of you, and he'll cause these spinny things to appear. And you don't want to actually use the boost until they appear, because you just want to conserve as much boost as you can. So you just want to avoid these. And then as soon as you get through the last spinning cube thing, you want to stop for a moment. Wait for Infinite. You see how Infinite just kind of flashed, like just some power came out of him? You want to wait for that to happen, and then you can start boosting towards him again. Then he'll spawn some enemies as a shield, and you just want to approach him. You want to approach him with the jump, and you want to homing attack those enemies just as fast as you possibly can. And then you'll be able to attack Infinite himself. Like that. Wait for it. Alright, he'll move backwards, and then you can start boosting again. And you can just keep holding your boost here. That's fine. Just avoid these spinny things again. Alright, stop. Wait for it. There we go. Alright, you saw the flash that came out of him. Now you can start boosting forward again. And same thing here, just mash the homing attack. Alright. After that attack, this in-game cutscene will play, and you can skip this. And then the avatar will appear. And now what you have to do is he's going to start the second phase of the fight. He's going to shoot more of the Phantom Ruby Cube things, the spinners. You want to just drill forward and avoid these. Okay, so I did a very bad job at that. I'm going to do that properly now. So what you want to do is drill forward for a bit. And then slide to the right. See how there's an opening where I waited a bit for the spinny things to spin around, and then when there was an opening on the right, I slid to the right to completely skip all of them. And now you can just drill forward and just attack Infinite. And this is kind of the same as the Metal Sonic fight, where you can just keep drilling forward. Remember, just jumping and drilling. Just jumping and drilling. Alright, now here's these enemies. Alright, just jump and drill, destroy these enemies, and then boost, and then just homing attack him. Now the reason you notice I said you use the drill to defeat the enemies that are serving as his shield, but once he's open for attack, you want to boost to switch control to Modern Sonic, and then homing attack him. Now the only reason for that is that Modern Sonic's homing attack is much faster than the Avatar's wire attack, so it's just better to do for attacking Infinite. And after the last hit, the double boost will appear, and like I said, you don't need to mash for boss fight double boosts, so you don't have to do anything. And then the double boost will finish Infinite off. Just like that. So as far as this boss fight goes, what you want to practice is these cycles at the beginning, where how I pointed out, like after he does the Phantom Ruby spinny attacks, you need cube spinning attacks, you need to just stop for a moment, and then wait for Infinite to flash, like with the flash, and then you'll be able to boost forward again. That's just all about cycles, so you can get closer to Infinite when he does his enemy shield thing. So I'm going to go over both phases again. Alright, so you want to slide at the beginning to get to your max speed. Get the boost capsule, wait for it. Alright, now you can boost. Alright, and stop yourself after the last one. Wait for the flash. There it is. Alright, boost forward again. And And as soon as you get close to him, just mash the heck out of the homing attack button. There we go. Alright, now just keep boosting forward, avoid these. Alright, remember, stop after the last one. There's the flash. Oops, a little bad with my boost management there. Alright, now boost forward. And again, just spam the homing attack for these enemies. And then Infinite himself. And now remember, the avatar is going to appear. And the thing with the avatar is that once he summons the Phantom Ruby spinny cube things, the main idea is to do a few jump and drills, and then you want to slide around the spinning Phantom Ruby cubes so you can just completely avoid them altogether. Remember how I did it on the right side and I just slid completely past them. So I'm going to do a jump and a drill, jump and a drill, jump and drill. Alright, now jump and slide to the right. Slide to the right, and there we go. You see I avoided them altogether. And now I'm just going to be jumping and drilling into Infinite. Wait for it. There we go. Alright, there's the enemy shield. Alright, switch to Sonic and then homing attack. And yeah, that's the end of the fight. So, as you can tell, this fight is very similar in style to the Metal Sonic fight, and for that reason, a lot of the same strats kind of carry over. You just need to be a lot more mindful of the Phantom Ruby cubes, because it is easy to accidentally slide into them when you're trying to avoid them, like after the avatar comes in. So you just want to be very mindful of the spinny cubes, because it's very easy to touch them by accident. As far as the drill strat goes, basically, like I said, you're just jumping and drilling through the stage. I've seen people mention that drilling and sliding works just as well, if not better, but the reason jumping and drilling is actually better is because as you're jumping and drilling, you are attacking while you're in the air, and basically for the, or not for Metal Sonic, I see there's similar fights, for the Infinite 3 fight here, jumping and drilling is a lot better because Infinite is higher in the air, and once he pulls out his enemy shield at the end of the fight, it is a lot more difficult to hit him with the drilling and sliding. Once you do the jumping and drilling, as soon as he pulls out the enemy shield, you can quickly kill the enemies and then switch to Modern Sonic and then finish him off with the homing attack. And that's the end of the fight. So there's really not much more to go over with this fight because it is pretty basic in the end. It's just longer than your typical boss fight in this game. So with all that out of the way, I will go through the stage explaining as I go, so let's take a look at that. So I'm going to start off with the slide to get to my max speed. I'm going to get the boost capsule. I'm going to wait for the cubes to appear. There we go. Alright, I'm going to stop myself after the last one. There's the flash. I'm just going to spam the homing attack on these enemies he's using as a shield. Alright. Just going to boost forward again. Alright, stop. There we go. Again, spam the homing attack on these guys. There we go. Just skip this cutscene. Alright. Now just jump and drill forward. Jump and drill forward. Drill and slide to the right. There we go. And now just jump and drill forward. There we go. Now he'll pull out the enemy shield. And remember, quickly dispatch that with the drill and then switch to Modern Sonic to deal the last blow. And there we go. Now the double boost. You don't have to mash for this. And there we go. And that's versus Infinite 3. That is the last fight with Infinite. So, as far as times go in this stage, a really good time. Anything in between a 145 and a 153, I'd say. I don't really necessarily want to round it up to a 155 because the cycles in this fight can be pretty tricky. The times that you get in this fight are very dependent on the cycles at the beginning. So, with that in mind, those are the times you want to be aiming for. But that is versus Infinite 3, and that's about it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments or whatever, just please let me know in the comments below. But I will see you guys in the next video about Iron Fortress. See you then.